Hello, everyone. I am Alicia Stevenson, and my discussion for this week on public history and American memory, I chose Mount Vernon. While I realize that this is maybe not one of the more military and war or even governmental places, it is relevant and important in the Revolutionary era as being the home of one of our founding fathers, one of the most notable people involved in the founding of the country, and our first leader. So its role as a location in the Revolutionary era is important because it was the home that Washington left to leave those responsibilities to come and lead troops in battle. It was also important because it was a location near the Potomac, which was an important area during the Revolutionary era. Through preservation and excavation and digging into Mount Vernon, a lot of letters have been discovered that were a part of the correspondence between Washington and his wife Martha, and Washington and people that were running the estate in his absence. And so it kind of gives an understanding of what life looked like for the colonists, for people of note in society, and what was happening for them during this time. It gives a visual to them. And finally, it was the home he returned to. So after his presidency, he returned to Mount Vernon, and it is just a testament to the fact that he had this view that the presidency was temporary and that it wasn't meant to be a lifelong role. And so preservation efforts began in the 1850s. It was purchased by the Mount Vernon Ladies Association, and they still own that today. And the restoration and preservation efforts are continuing. They are going room by room to preserve and restore each room to what it would have looked like when Washington was in residence. And one of the ways that they have done that is they have used microscopic paint analysis to determine the paint colors. They continue their work through the revenue that is brought in from people visiting and other sources. And so a few interpretations of the importance of the site as far as public history is concerned are those of Denise Maringallo, where she argues that the role of Mount Vernon in public history has changed over time. Beginning as a patriotic way to point to Washington as an American hero, the site has modernized its approach as time has went on to become a site that focuses more on scholarly research. Maringallo continues to emphasize the need for a balanced approach that gives the real history but also brings an entertainment value that continues to bring people back. Jean B. Lee argues that the site has been a symbolic destination for patriotic remembrance, that it has sort of been a very central location to American history and those who seek to know more about American history, and that it is very symbolic of our start and our first leader and all that that entails. And so it has always been a very patriotic site in that regard. So basically, Mount Vernon may not have been an integral part of certain ideas or the spread of those ideas or even a battle, but it is important because it gives us insight into one of these influential people, George Washington, our first president. Thank you.